Oh, it's not lagging. No, I don't think we're lagging.
Now we are.
We all just move our hands. Okay, wait, let's see.
Live.
Let's see.
We are
It's
live.
not coming up on my videos yet, so I'm gonna wait till it comes up. And then we'll start it off. We'll start.
Try not to move the table
Okay.
with the mic.
Microphones, yes. So we should probably get a sturdier table. As we get millions and millions of viewers, we should probably get a
Just like we said with the ITV. Well, millions and millions of viewers.
I'm waiting for it to come up in my feed. Why am I on? Oh,
Wow, this water
We got
really.
3 viewers right now.
oh
This
nice.
This water went to waste. Absolutely went to waste.
You
We're not
tried
even
it.
in. No people who actually come in
Oh,
here
here it is. Okay, I think it came up.
watch Big Brother and go,
All right.
or just come in to make fun of us.
Okay, no, then we can start. There's 14 watching minutes. So let's
Awesome.
begin.
All right, began.
Okay, so guys, this is the first official episode of Not Another Serious Podcast, where me, Nick, and Nolan talk about Big Brother, because we talk about Big Brother all the time. We shoot the shit. Every time Big Brother airs, Nolan comes over, we bash all of the house guests, we talk about it, so we said, you know what? Might as well do our own show. And I see everyone in the chat. We're going to take your questions later, 100%. But first, we're going to start off with Nick recapping, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, let's jump right into it. Yeah, let's start it off.
Okay, so for anyone who watched the episode tonight, it started off with the nomination ceremony, right?
Yes.
And we learned that Josh really wants Elena out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whatever thoughts on that. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's really stupid that he wants Elena out. I think that the dumbest thing that Josh could do right now is go after anyone that's not Josh or not Jess and Cody, because they're the only two people who 100,000% want Josh out. So Nolan, how do you feel about Josh targeting Elena and going against Big Daddy Paul?
Here's the thing. At the end of the game, theoretically, if you make the end of the game, the thing that's going to make you win is the big moves you made.
Yes.
You don't want any HOH. Every opportunity you get at HOH, you want to be a good and successful HOH.
Yes.
So why try to risk it and put Mark and Elena and
Right.
risk Cody, Jess getting the shot at POV, saving themselves, and having potentially a worthless POV that everyone thinks is worthless, because in Josh's mind, it's not worthless, but everyone else, it's worthless.
Uh-huh.
Or take a shot at Jess and Cody and have everyone in the house be happy that you had a great HOH and build up your resume to potentially win the game.
Yeah, and okay, so going after Josh and I keep saying Josh and Cody like they're dating. Going after for Josh to go after Jess and Cody right now, in my opinion, is the only move he should be making. Where's Elena's head at? Do we even know if she wants Josh out?
Honestly, I'm not sure.
Well, we know she wants
No,
to bang. She
I don't
definitely wants to bang Paul. That's the only thing that we're really sure of.
Oh,
Elena is she
100%.
wants to get all up in his beard and other hairy places.
Yeah.
But we don't know if Elena will target Josh. But for some reason, I feel like he knows how strong Paul is, and he says, you know what, I want to go against him. I want to prove that I'm the HOH and I'm making moves too. And we'll see how that goes. So Nick, you want to keep going?
Okay, so after that, Jess starts a fight with Josh. Jess acting like a mean girl as a bitch for not realizing that she's legitimately sinking her own ship. Cody, showing that he has made no game improvements, decides to chime in and tells Josh to get lost. Then, what?
No.
Oh, they're saying something. Okay, then Josh offers Jess to have a conversation, and she laughs in his face. So that's fine. Oh, I got a fucked up joke for the night. Okay. Jess says that she would rather shave her head than listen to Josh, and to that we say, Jess, just wait a few years because you're already balding like Vin Diesel in your 20s. No, she's balding.
That was the best joke.
Okay, fuck yeah.
So let's go to the conversation that Josh had with Jess and Cody. So I think this was a smart move to Josh, go in and talk to them, kind of hint that Jess isn't his target. So Nick, how do you think Josh handled this as a whole in this conversation with Jess?
He handled it great. Josh went from being Mr. All Over the Place, Tots fans craziness, to now I'm cool, calm, collected. I'm gonna have a conversation with Jess. I'm gonna maybe hopefully get her in the HOH room so we can speak about this, and I can hint to her that she's not my target. Jess didn't take it that way. It was almost like a little role reversal here, where Josh was the calm one and Jess was the one that was all over the place and crazy.
I think if this showed anything, it showed how terrible of players Jess and Cody are. When you're on the block, and obviously at this point, it was right after nominations, Cody was already safe, right?
Yeah.
So when you're on the block, all they had to do was make a deal with Josh. And he was coming to them to kind of potentially start making a deal. But instead, they acted like high school bullies. They were like, we don't want to hear anything you're saying. And he said, when you calm down, come and talk to me. And they said, no, there's nothing left to talk about. I want you to, in a perfect world, Nolan, what should have Jess and Cody done? Or Jody?
All right, look, I understand. I'm not really playing devil's advocate, but I'm a firm believer in the fact that we have no idea what they're thinking of. If we were in Jess and Cody's situation, we would probably be like, okay, Josh just flipped out on me in the POV ceremony.
Right.
Pretty much told me I was going home in the HOH ceremony. Sorry. And obviously you're going to be heated. But in the Big Brother house, we've seen many, many, many times that things flip on a switch, a drop of a dime.
Yes.
So you always have to be looking for that opportunity. You could be 1 foot out the door, and it could change like that. We've seen that happen so many times. So that was a really, really dumb move.
Yeah, super
But
ridiculous.
obviously they were heated, and I'm not giving them the benefit of the doubt, but I'm going to give them a little bit of, okay.
They're in the house. They're in the house.
It's tough to defend them. At this point, I've been trying to defend them. It's tough to defend them at this point. You can see me struggling here.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, that they're in the house, we're not. This is somebody that they obviously hate. So when he comes to them and tries to talk, and he just put one of them on the block, and they think that Jess is his target, so they're like, screw you, there's nothing we can do. However, if they went up to Josh, they started a conversation in the HOH room and said, let's work together. Let's go from a week-to-week basis. It probably would have worked, and Elena could be going home. But now, it looks, unless Jess wins the veto, which we'll get to, it looks like she's pretty screwed. So, Nick, you want to keep
Here's
going?
the thing, what no one say, they've been getting like isolated, kind of expelled to the corner the whole time. So it's kind of like them taking that out. They're finally letting it out and saying, screw you.
Yeah.
We don't care. It's not smart game-wise, but emotionally, I kind of see their perspective. Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
All right, next we get to Christmas is Temptation, the ringer replacement. So basically, if you don't know what the ringer replacement is, the ringer replacement was she could replace someone playing for Vita, even though she can't compete, whatever. It doesn't
With
matter.
herself.
She could replace them with basically a dead body. So Christmas begins to get pressure from Paul about the temptation. That's basically for his own personal benefit. Christmas then goes to Josh, telling him that she has the ringer replacement because the only one who knew that was Paul. Then Josh explains that he doesn't want this used. He says Christmas don't want to use. He also tells Paul that. And quickly, I want to point out that every time they would mention Cody and Jess during this conversation between Josh and Paul, they would cut to this super weird shot of Cody and Jess staring like super deeply into each other's eyes from like 2 inches away. You guys know what I'm talking about right now. It was great. Great job editing. Okay, so after that, they don't know. We don't know if they're going to use the ringer replacement. We have no idea if Christmas is going to use it. Then we get to the picking players for the veto ceremony, the pre-veto ceremony. So Mark chooses Alex, and that's something that I was kind of surprised about because we know they got to that little spat last episode. I was impressed by it, and I don't know if you guys were impressed by that. He showed a little savviness in his game by picking Alex and not by picking Paul or someone obvious. Agree, disagree with you?
All right, well, Nolan, what do you think? Like, I think it showed that Mark has some game in him, and obviously we've seen Mark cry a lot this summer, but him kind of, and especially after Alex called him out last episode, I think it was good for his game to say, you know what, I trust you, because no matter who you are, if someone picks you to play the veto, you're gonna have a little soft spot for them. What do you think?
Okay, so Mark has made a lot of dumb moves in the game. I don't necessarily think he's a bad player. I think he has just made a lot of dumb moves. This is not one of them. This is definitely one of his better moves. It was very well thought out, or very well planned.
Yeah,
But I think that besides Raven, Alex is the fakest person in the house. And that one time where she walked into the room and talked about Mark in front of Mark proved that.
She's a
And I think that her agenda is still always stick to Paul, no matter what happens. Like, she literally said 1 week, I'm not sure the exact quote, but she said, I want Paul to win the game.
Okay, can I help you with that?
Yeah.
She said, Paul's about friendship. In true friendship fashion, he's not going to screw us.
What?
Is she watching BB18?
And she's, as Nolan was saying, she's probably the fakest person in the house. We'll get to her DRs later. We're going to touch upon that.
We will, baby.
But Mark picks her to play, obviously, and he wants to kind of solidify this relationship with her, which will work. I don't really know if it'll work, but I think it was a solid idea going from Mark.
There was no indication that said that Alex was like, because she probably didn't even realize what he was like. She probably was just like, oh, you just picked me because I'm a cool girl. I'm cute.
I'm cute. I'm hot. My police outfit.
Oh, man.
What the?
All right.
We'll get to it.
I don't even want to. Can we move on to the next thing?
No.
All right, she's a mother. She's a mother faker. That's what you've ever seen.
All right. Okay, Josh pulls Cody, kind of ironically. Paul has a weird DR about blinking. Christmas acts super corny and then uses the ringer replacement to replace Cody. Cody looks like he's about to brutally murder a small family of 4. Usual stuff. Next, okay, after the ceremony, they cut to a scene with Cody bawling his eyes out like the little beta he is. What do we think?
Okay, I love seeing this side of Cody because obviously we've seen serial killer Charles Manson Cody who's looking just to kill, and he's always looking to kill unless you're Jessica. However, he's so upset because he feels like this ruins Jessica's game, and he has this. He likes Jessica, but he's definitely very obsessed with her. and it's like kind of like maybe outside the house, it might be a little unhealthy.
What's that Stephen King book? The one where he like locks her up.
Oh,
She locks the guy
yeah,
up
I know you're
and
talking
chops
about.
off his leg.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
the reference I'm calling.
Good reference.
Thanks.
Okay. It was nice to see Cody let loose and kind of ball his little baby boy eyes out. He also did say before the show, he said, Jeff, I will not cry. I will not cry.
Schroeder.
Jeff Schroeder. Really?
Probst.
Bro, yeah.
But this is a Big Brother
Oh,
podcast.
well,
No,
said
yeah,
Not us.
Okay.
let's
No.
go.
So yeah. Where am I? So okay, let's go back to the POV ceremony. Cody has one of my favorite DRs of the episode. He goes, "When he said, I'm very excited to play in this competition," and like there was no excitement
But
on
that
his
was
face at all.
after. That was filmed after.
Yeah.
Meaning that.
Okay, you're getting too meta here.
Am I not supposed to talk about that?
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
next.
getting too meta.
All right, cool. Then before the veto ceremony, we get Christmas versus Jess. The little mini argument
Oh, Lord.
where Christmas says that Jess needs to learn how to separate personal from game, and then Christmas scooters away. How do we feel about Scooter? I love the scooter. I think that's
Okay,
awesome.
I think Big Brother editing is on point this season, but I'm just the whole Christmas versus Justin. Can they just pick a side? Can they either hate each other or like each other? Like, because every episode it's a new thing. They're like, oh, we love each other, we're girls, and then the next episode they'll be like, we hate you, you bitch. Like,
Yeah.
what is it? Just pick a side, stick to it.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
sick
Paul-
of this back and forth stuff. It just goes to show how, like, as good of characters as there are this season, it also comes with a lot of fake people.
Yeah. Christmas is, you can see the evil in her. I know we haven't seen it much yet, but Christmas gets mad at the drop of a dime, and she gets pissed. So I think it mirrors them being a little bit catty, but at the same time, I think Christmas has a really mean side to her that we're going to see, and we haven't seen fully yet.
But Jess does too. Like that doesn't make Jess innocent. Jess has on numerous occasions acted like your stereotypical mean.
Oh, yeah.
But nobody
Right.
called her innocent. I didn't
Oh
call her
no, I'm just
innocent.
saying, like Christmas. Not to say she has a right to get angry at that, but don't you see where she's coming? Like, you want someone to be able to separate game and personal. Be like, okay, there's a game level right here, and there's us where we can talk as human beings here.
If you just screwed someone's alliance over, because she pretty much said, if you don't win, you're going home
Right.
now because you don't have Cody. Why would I don't like Jess as much as anyone, but why would you give her the benefit of the doubt in that situation? I'd be like, screw you. I can't separate the game and personal because the game is my life right now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do that at all. No.
At the end of the day, I think this is the match made in hell, Christmas and Jess,
Yeah.
because Jess is the biggest instigator
Yeah.
in Big Brother history, potentially. And Christmas, like Adam said before, gets mad on the drop of the dime. So she goes and pokes her.
Yeah.
She gets really mad.
Yeah.
They fight. They make up. Same thing happens.
Yeah.
Repeat until one of them is gone. Probably Jess this week.
Yeah, well, unless she wins the veto.
might win the veto.
Okay, so let's
All right,
get to the
let's
veto.
get to the veto. So we have Otep the possessed pig veto comp. Now, first off, I want to say I like Otep the possessed pig. I thought it was cool. I think sometimes Otep's a little corny, and this was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I laughed. I got a couple giggles out of it. All right, so it starts off with Otep squirting all of the house guests. Then we have Alex, Josh, Mark, Elena, and Jess all lined up in their little platforms. First, Elena gets out. Jess gets out. Then the demented pig squirts on them again. Josh gets out. Alex gets out. And we're left with Mark.
Sorry.
And we're left with Mark winning the veto. So, I mean, pretty. There wasn't much build-up in his veto comp because Jess was out second. And that was the only one who genuinely, truly needed it. Elena did too to an extent, but it was Jess's comp to win, and she did.
Yeah, well, and another thing that we didn't see after the veto on the feeds, for those of you who don't know, Josh really wanted Mark not to use the veto on himself, which I think is ridiculous. If you win the veto, you deserve to stay. You deserve to, especially if you're on the block, use it however you want. You take yourself off, you're safe. You earned it. So Mark wins the veto. He wasn't the target. Even if Jess got taken off, Elena was the target. So Mark wasn't going home anyway. Mark was safe. It really, the POV just solidified that Jessica will most likely go home unless something drastic happens.
Yeah, I mean, any moment. I'm trying to think of any moment that kind of stood out to me. The veto comp.
I think that is a smart. The OTEP competition every year. I think the same thing. That if you're ahead, when people grab the number and they just run up, I'm just like, that's the stupidest move. Do what Mark did today. Another good move by Mark. Mark, in my opinion, had a good little outing in the POV. He grabbed all the things. He saw that he was way ahead. Everyone's still struggling to find the number. He found the number. He hashed a pile of 84 numbers, and that's why he won.
Yeah.
So So
Kudos to Mark.
good POV by Mark. He deserved the win.
Yeah, no, that was solid. And okay, so Mark wins the POV. Then obviously they're looking for a replacement nominee. What happens next?
Can we talk about for a second how there was a scramble of them trying to get Mark not to use it in real life that they didn't show in the episode?
You just said it, yeah.
Oh, okay. So sorry. In the episode, what they didn't show is that the whole time they're like, Mark's not loyal if he uses this. Mark's not a part of our group if he uses this. Blah 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 blah. I'm infuriated by that because if I'm in the house, this house is about protecting yourself on a week-to-week basis. So if you're there and you have the veto and don't use it, and you get, evicted, you're going to think about that moment of you not using the veto for the rest of your life. It bothered me that Paul, this whole group thick mentality was like, you should use it. You don't agree?
No, because Paul didn't really say it. He said we could try, but he's going to use it. He kind of deserves it. It was more Josh.
Okay, it was more like Josh, Raven, Matt. It was those.
And
That was just power hungry.
Yeah, it was just being idiots.
It was being a group.
It's being in an alliance and saying we're the big alliance. Listen to us.
Mob
No.
mentality.
Yeah, that's not how it works. Okay, so then Mark wins the veto, and I guess next up is this ceremony, right?
Oh, well, before that, okay, Josh is looking for the replacement mom, and he talks to, we have that scene where Matt is in there, and like they make him look confused for like a minute, where he's like,
That was just. I think that was just the production team making
Yeah.
Matt look dumb.
Which is
Which
tough.
which isn't really that tough, but it was just like homage to the feedsters, I guess.
Yeah.
That everyone knows that he's dumb,
yeah,
and
Yeah.
that they were just kind of just throwing that out there and being like, "Hey, look how dumb he is." So
It'd be fantastic to see Matt really step up in the next few weeks and
Yeah.
try to do something. Because I feel like him and Raven are the perfect people who go out like 6th and 7th, who are just let's get out Matt and Raven this week.
Their
Because
number.
they've done nothing. Their
what do you
numbers
mean they've
are
done?
false.
Matt's done Raven like 5 times.
Yeah,
last week.
they've done a lot at nighttime under the covers, and Raven's done a lot of bobbing up and down for apples. It's so weird. She bobs up and down for apples under the covers where Matt's sleeping.
It's
and
crazy.
It's really impressive that they get all these apples and she eats them before she gets out of the covers. And okay, so I was gonna say something more, so I'm not going to.
You can see some words.
No.
Okay, no. All right. Then that's a little loud. Then we get a Jess DR where she says, "I don't know what I'm gonna do," and then they cut to Cody saying he's gonna rip through this place. So I mean, I think that Cody wanted to murder people is very synonymous with this statement: "Rip through this place, rip through their skin."
let's see.
Yeah.
Okay.
See the Big Brother player probably is like, I'm hoping that metaphorically, Big Brotherly, he rips through the place by. He knows he can't win. He's already acknowledged that, and he knows he can't win. So the best thing he can do is shake things up a little and maybe get one of their maybe Paul. Not saying that that's even possible, but if he were able to get Paul or take a jab and get one of his side henchmen out, like Josh or Christmas, if he was able to get one of them out, that would be potentially ripping through the place because that would set them in a scramble.
Right. Yeah.
But at the same time, the human being in me is hoping that he doesn't mean ripping through the place and then stabbing someone or worse.
Probably Paul or Josh.
It'd be Paul or Josh. If Paul or Josh end up dead one morning, we know what happened. So I think we talked about this DR before, Nolan, and I know you like this one a lot. So the episode's winding down. Mark uses the veto. Raven goes up as the replacement nominee. Obviously, it doesn't change much. Jess seems to be the target. Josh says that Elena's the target, but he doesn't have the numbers at all. At all. There's no chance that Paul wants Elena to stay. Elena's going to stay. That's just what it looks like as of right now. And it's Wednesday night before the vote tomorrow. It looks like Jess is going home. So, what was your favorite Cody quote at the end of the DR?
I think this was potentially one of the best Cody quotes is, I'm not sure what the exact quote was, I should have wrote it down, but it went along the lines of, I know I'm not going to win, but I'm going to make sure someone else is. None of them are going to win.
None of them do what?
I hope he means, again,
They don't die.
I hope he means that one of the alliance of Paul, which in that case he would mean like having someone like Kevin winning, even though he's kind of
Jason,
playing the whole house.
Alex.
Jason, Alex, because we all know Cody's infatuation with Alex. I'm not sure if he still has an infatuation with Alex,
He
but
died.
or he just means that he just wants the house to explode. Nobody wins, and they just veto the entire summer.
Yeah, you see him making a little homemade bomb in the corner. Like, what's Cody doing all week?
With like toothpicks and nail clippings.
Like the tin foil. No, so it looks like Cody's gonna go out with a blaze of glory. If Cody were smart, he would say, okay, you know what? I Jessica's leaving. It sucks. But I still want to win 500 grand for my daughter, who's brought up maybe once the whole season. Nobody even knows he has a daughter because he's
What's her name?
Bailey.
He
Wow.
did say, "Don't be a beta."
He said, "Bailey, don't be a beta." That was the most we've heard, which
Emily
is
cringe.
cringy as itself. So if Cody were smart, and I'll go first. What do you guys think he should do? I think talk to Kevin, solidify some sort of alliance. They're safe. If I win HOH, I'm safe. Keep me safe. And go around to each person, even go up to Paul. I don't care if you hate him, and say, "Look, if I win, you're safe." Pick two, Matt and Raven, target them because they're not going to win, and then try to skate by for a few weeks. Try to be a serial killer under the radar, so no one. What do you think?
I think his goal should be obviously after Jesse's jury, right?
Yeah, it should be. It should.
So just assuming that there is a jury buyback where there's another battle back and he can come back. His goal, even though I don't think he thinks like this, and he's just going to try to go out and blaze his glory in the sense that he's just going to win a comp, and if he doesn't, he's going to roll over and die.
Yeah.
But all he has to do is establish a couple relationships. Right now, he's unaware of it. I feel like a lot of people are unaware, but Kevin, Jason, Alex have their little kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
If he can establish a good relationship with them, whereas when he gets out of the house, wait 4 weeks and he's in the jury, 4 weeks in the jury, comes back once a couple other people, potentially some of Paul's alliance are gone, he might be on the majority, which would be huge. That's how he should think. That's how I would be thinking about it in his shoes. But again, I don't think he thinks like that, and I think he's just going to try to win a comp, and if he loses, he's going to be just yell at Josh. That's pretty much going to happen.
I don't know if you guys, I told you this, but Kevin was saying how he wants to keep Cody safe. He's like, we're going to make a deal. Me, Paul, Alex, Jason, they kept safe by Cody. He stays for 4 weeks. This is Kevin's concoction. However, Jason seems to be in it, and Alex seems to be in it. Paul is totally against it. If that is something that happens, and Kevin can win HOH, Jason can win HOH, there's a slight chance that Cody is kept safe for at least another week or two.
I just think that Cody is not the type of person to look at this from an analytical Big Brother strategic mindset. He's saying, okay, they took out the love of my life, Jessica, and I think that's what he's gonna see it like that and say, screw it, I'm done with this game, it's over. If you were smart and saying, you know what, I want to make some money, Cody, try to stick around for as long as possible. It's not the craziest thing that could happen in the Big Brother house. Rachel went out in BB12, and Brendan stayed for a few weeks.
Yeah, but you have to remember that stipends are the same from 11th place to 3rd place.
Yeah, but still,
but you make the same as this weekend.
But the closer you get, the more of a chance you have to win.
No, you're right.
Like
There's
it's not
chance.
11th place. If you get to 3rd place, no. If you get to 3rd place, you have a huge chance.
Yeah, but he has to get. That's impossible for that guy to get.
No, I don't think so. I think if
Battleback, maybe.
He's a terrible, terrible Big Brother player. Awful. But he gets people have turned it around at this point. He still has a long way to go. Maybe Jess leaving will make him turn it around. Who knows?
So yeah, Adam Pollock turned it around.
Hey,
come on.
He can, that little motivation of trying to win for Jess, because he's not trying to win for his daughter at this point. He's trying to win for Jess. But that little motivation of Jess being like you got to win, that could potentially make him not roll over and die and just actually try, establish a few relationships. Obviously, he's never going to be on a side with Paul because he's already established that 86 times.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm kind of rooting for it just because I don't want to just see Paul run to the end with all his minions. I kind of want to see that little bit of friction, and it's fun. As crazy and serial killery as Cody is, he's a character. He's a good character.
Who's most likely to go against Paul?
I think Kevin. I could see Kevin turning on him. I could see Christmas even proved that she doesn't have a problem going against when the time comes.
Right. Christmas, Josh, Kevin, maybe.
Yeah.
Mark, because Adam was saying that. Can we talk about the feeds? We're talking about the feeds, people. Today, right? Mark said something about they're all just listening to Paul. They're all just doing what he wants.
Yeah.
If he's able to realize that, that's one step. That's farther than most of those house kids have gone. So I'd love to see a Mark get an HOH. I don't think Paul's going to get taken out this week, the next week, the next. Another 3-4 weeks. There's no chance in hell because they don't have the numbers. But if it gets down to 6 or 7, and it's like you need 4 votes, or no, if it gets down to 7, you need what? 3 votes?
Oh, yeah, I guess
2 on the block,
yeah, like
3 votes.
Yeah.
You could do it at 7.
Double eviction. Yeah, no.
Exactly. Take him out like Jeff Schreiber was taking out BB13.
No, I think Josh, as much as he says he might, I think that I don't think that he will. I think that Mark has a lot better chance. I think Jason Whistlenut could take him out. Alex is so far up his ass, there's no way she'll take him out. And I think Whistle Nut might. Mark brought up to Whistle Nut, and he was the one like, yeah, you're right.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
I didn't know that was
yeah.
coming.
So no,
I've just seen Weston up be like, yeah, me, Alex, Kevin, Paul, Final.
I don't know. Let's hope. We're hoping that someone takes him out. You never know, but let's hope he does. Let's hope someone does.
Can we talk about the Kevin Christmas thing?
Yeah. So let's go a little beyond the game and more of the personal side of the house.
Do you want to make that little disclaimer we're talking about?
Yeah. So before we get into any more, it's obviously a little bit too late to turn back now.
We haven't done anything bad yet.
Everything we say about these house guests is about the characters on a TV show. If they get out of the house with nice people, fantastic. But we're talking about them as characters on a show. So if we bash Raven for being the most annoying human being in the history of the world, we're talking about her on the show. Maybe outside this show, she's a lovely human being. Probably not. But there's a good chance she is.
That's against the disclaimer.
Nah, you never know. Maybe she's
All
kind.
right.
So just a disclaimer, if you're watching this after you get off the show, Big Brother, or whoever you are, we might hate you as a character, but we don't hate you as a human being. That's all we're saying.
Where we've only seen them in the house. We've only seen them in that setting. So that's all we can judge them on.
Yeah. So let's talk about this from a personal standpoint. Let's say you're married, right? And your significant other, or in a relationship, whatever it may be, you have someone to care about. They go in the house, they cuddle, and they get real cuddly and personal with someone. Kevin, a lot of different times he's cuddled up with Christmas.
Yeah.
She's laid on him.
Sorry.
Oh wow, my bad. She's laid on him. They've cuddled up together, and it looks really suspicious as a guy who has a bunch of kids and a wife. I love Kevin. I think he's great.
Yeah.
I just don't think this is a good look. I know if Kate was on Big Brother, who was my girlfriend, I would and she cuddled up with a guy, it would kill me inside. I would not be able to watch. I know if I was in the house, and you guys can answer this as well, I would never go to that extent with a girl. People would be aware that I'm in a relationship, and I'm going to obviously respect my relationship. Nolan, what would you do, and how would you feel if your girlfriend was in the house doing the same thing?
This
It's a different perspective, though.
This is really tough because I don't consider cuddling. Now, I can't put myself in those shoes because I'm currently single, and I can't really relate to that at this point. But I think that cuddling, it walks the line of not cheating, but it walks the line of being a little too over the edge. There's flirting.
Yeah.
There's cuddling, and then there's a cross balance. So I think it's Kevin necessarily. I think Christmas is this might just be my personal vendetta against Christmas, but I just think Christmas is she's been very flirty with everyone. I think that in Christmas's mind, I think that she has there's not one doubt in her mind that she doesn't want a showmance. She never even thought of a showmance. I think that in her mind, she knows she's a pretty girl, and that she can somewhat manipulate guys into. She's a very strong, independent woman. She's a public speaker. She has all these qualities that prove that she's a super strong, powerful woman, and she understands that she can manipulate guys probably pretty easily. Yeah. So I think that it's Christmas manipulating Kevin. I think that obviously Kevin, as a human being and having a wife, he should have the courage and to like, no, how about no? So it is Kevin's fault as well. I'm not just putting it all on Christmas. It's both of their faults, but I think that it's Christmas's. I think Christmas is a little bit of strategy, and that's a good strategy. If I was a good-looking girl, I'd try to manipulate guys with my girlsness.
I think it just sucks. It just sucks for Kevin's family to watch. Yeah. Imagine your dad doing that. Like I would feel terrible for my mom if my dad went on and cuddle with the young.
Mark Kevin was on the show already. Adam Fox, season 13.
All right, Nick. So how do you?
Why you get mad at that?
I'm not. I'm just not. I didn't think it was funny.
All right, let me do another house guess. Give me a second.
No, too much pause.
No. I got it. Okay. All right, ask me. You heard that. Andy Heron, BB 50. Okay. You have. All
right. So, somebody actually, Carly's in the chat. Christine and Cody, BB 16. Everyone crucified Christine because she was in a relationship. Everyone crucified her. Yep. But what happened to Kevin? Why does anyone crucify him?
Because he has a mafia accent,
and it's also a little sexist. I think that because she was a female, people took it out on her. I think because Kevin's a funny guy, everyone's like, it's Kevin. Christine, everyone's like, she's a whore.
Yeah, I think the reason for that is because Christine and Cody were very close in age. You could see that happening. Kevin is like 50-some years old. Christmas is a young, like, good-looking, attractive girl. Kevin's this older man.
Hot man. Don't discriminate.
And I just think that I think that it's that people don't relate that to that
Yeah.
because it's so much closer. You could see Christine and Cody getting together. You can't see Kevin and
No, you
Kristen
can't.
getting together.
It's not like Christine left her husband after the show anyway. Oh wait,
Oh, wait,
she
she
did.
did.
She did. Bob
No,
Bob
I
shots
think
fired.
they're both in the wrong here. I think Christmas should know that he's in a relationship. I think Kevin should. It's more Kevin's fault. Honestly.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, I think Christmas that's a good strategy.
Absolutely. All right. Can we talk about Christine and Cody? Adam, all right, quick question. This is a random question. How old do you think Christine was?
Oh God, 30.
She's 23.
He was 23.
Yes.
And how old was Cody?
23.
Okay.
Or something like that. But they were both very similar. She looked a lot older, right?
Yeah, I feel. If you're like, I'm sorry. If
She's a nice lady, probably.
Yeah.
Very nice woman.
I
She's mature.
yeah, I just wouldn't know. I'm bad at guessing ages,
Sure,
I guess.
sure.
She just
yeah.
insulted her whole new husband.
Yeah, her new husband will be pissed at you. So Chrissy, let's get a little off topic. Okay, we talked about that. I want to talk about something that I learned last night. So for those of you who know Jessica in the house, she actually dated a YouTuber.
Oh God.
Oh, that's not a YouTuber.
And he's not even considered a YouTuber. He's more of a cringe fest douche boy fuck boy.
Yep, that's it.
That's how I would describe him. And for those of you who know, his name is Taylor Kniff. There's a bunch of comments they have back and forth on each other's profiles. And she dated him back in April. And he's like a 21-year-old, probably the worst type of YouTuber or a Vine star, whatever he is. And they dated, and it seems like she was kind of social climbing her way to the top before she was in the house.
I have updates on the relationship I looked up today. No one has one as well.
Yeah.
She commented on one of his Instagram. She said, "Why don't you tag me in these pics?" Or something. No, why don't you like all my pics?
Yeah.
I mean, she definitely wasn't social climbing. It was super genuine.
Yeah, no, seriously, and in the chat they're freaking out right now.
Really?
Yeah, this is serious.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing that they I don't know if they were just hooking up.
Oh, there's a video of them
dating.
like making out on the
Really?
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, I think that
She'll get her.
she was trying to get social relevance, and Taylor Kniff is obviously a very fast way to social relevance.
And her herpes.
And I don't think necessarily. I'm trying to tiptoe around this.
No, don't tiptoe.
Just be
Stop
honest.
on it.
Yeah,
Stop
come on,
on
man.
it.
This is not a serious podcast. You have to be real.
Yeah,
Not serious.
I think that it was very social climbing. I think it was very it's clear what her agenda was.
She could do
That's it. She could do better than Taylor Kniff.
Yeah.
Taylor is a
Taylor Kniff, hearing that name just freaks me out.
Yeah, it's very. He has a very dirty, grimy, like cringe-worthy name.
I actually like Jess on the season.
It's grimy. No, there's nothing grimy about him.
And
There's nothing grimy about him. That was him and Taylor, whatever the other kid's kind of does.
but yeah, I just think I think she was trying to just gain relevance. A lot of people these days in 2017 care about likes on Instagram, which is sad. But yeah, I think that she just really wanted likes on her Instagram. And so she dated him for that reason.
Yeah, and she probably did get some likes through it. So
Yeah.
okay, so is there anything? Oh, I think this is one of the last things we have to cover before we take any questions from people who are watching. One of the things I want to talk about.
People are watching, by the way?
Worst, yeah, we have 27.
Oh,
Worst DR of the episode. And
Oh, God.
I think I can speak for all of us and say that Alex gives the worst diary rooms ever.
Yeah.
And the worst thing about Alex is she's so phony, and she talks about how
she was in a police costume.
which wasn't really like a she just looked like a normal police officer, but she gets so phony and inauthentic, and you see this girl who's trying so hard to put on for the camera, and she's reading what they're giving her. I'm not a big fan of Paul this season, right? When he gives his DRs, you feel Paul.
Yeah.
You know it's his characteristics, his personality.
Yeah.
When Alex talks, like, who is this girl? We're getting no sense of who this girl is behind the camera, and that's really tough to relate to someone like that.
I think that look, I'm a firm believer in self-confidence. I like to be confident, and if you look good, it's good to say like, oh, I think I look good. But when you're on national television in front of how many people? 6 million
6.4
people.
million.
And you sit in front of him and consciously say, I'm exactly like Otev because Otev is cute and nice, and you're giving yourself all these compliments on life. It's just there's a sense of just like I can't relate to that. I would never do that, so I can't relate to that. Yeah, Alex isn't my favorite person. So that's that.
Yeah.
That was my least favorite. I cringed physically.
Yeah. What else did Alex do terrible in this episode? She forgot to bring the veto chip up to the top. She
She likes
ran
that.
in front of Mark, dropped the veto, whatever it was, the souls thing,
Yeah, the souls, go soul.
and she's like, oh, I forgot my thing, dude. Yeah, like she says, dude, way too much, and
We're being a little critical now.
We're being
Like,
super critical now.
She says, dude, I just don't like how fake she is. And I
in the
think
DR.
that's-
Yeah, that's the biggest.
yeah. And then I understand, like, some people have been fake in the past. Maybe she'll turn around. Maybe she'll cut Paul. Who knows?
Oh,
Okay, then I think the last thing I want to ask both of you guys, and we should do this every episode, your winner pick. If you could pick one person to win right now, who's it going to be? Nolan, you're up first.
This might be a little biased because in the beginning of the season we did a player draft, and I picked Kevin, but I still stick by Kevin.
For me, I think I'm gonna go with a crazy one because, like, who cares, right? There's how many weeks left? I'm gonna go Josh.
Okay.
I like it. Yeah, no, I also picked Josh. I think that Josh is setting it as a really good position. I don't think anyone's targeting him but Cody, who will probably go after Paul first.
Mhm.
So I'm also gonna, for now, I'm gonna go Josh, and I think also, of course, it's easy to say Paul, but I think they're gonna cut Paul's throat before the end. So I'm gonna go with Josh, and then honestly, number 2 is Whistlenut. I really think he has a good shot.
I think the reason Wilson wouldn't make it is because he's a comp threat to an extent.
Okay.
And Paul said he doesn't want Wilson in Final Five.
Okay.
So I could see Paul being like, minions, take him out, and then
Okay, Daddy Paul, we love you. Okay. All right, so we're gonna have some questions now. You guys ask away, and I'll read them to Nick and Nolan. So there's obviously a little bit of a lag, so we'll wait. We're getting a lot of people who are saying that they don't like Josh. Josh is my least favorite. Also, Jason, he cries after every fight. Yeah, Josh is pretty much a crybaby. Okay, so I actually people asked questions a little while ago, so before they ask right
Okay,
now,
yeah,
I'm
go
gonna
for it.
find them. Okay, well, here that's a good question. How do you feel about Liz and Austin? Because they were talking about relationships before. That's a great question.
That was awful. Austin cheated on his girlfriend, then me and Liz were in love magically. And now Liz is an actress in Hollywood and Austin is a wrestler, and they're not together.
What a terrible ending to that love story.
I mean, we all knew it was destined for failure.
Yeah, just like you said, Chloe was destined for failure. Look at them now.
We're gonna get Clay Honeycutt on our podcast if it's the last thing we do. And
We got to know about Rango.
yes, we for
No,
sure have to go
we
over
get that reference.
Yes. Austin was from Big Brother.
Seventeen.
Austin Madelson.
Madelson.
The tall guy with tattoos.
Drew Strayman.
Marissa says, "Who do you think is going home?" No one first.
Who, this week?
Yeah.
Jessica.
100%.
100%.
No question asked.
98.
I can't see a situation. Josh doesn't have the votes. Even if Josh was expressed his hatred for Elena and telling everyone, "I want Elena out, I want Elena out,"
Yeah.
everyone's gonna listen to Paul.
Right.
They don't have the numbers to get out. Josh doesn't have the numbers to get out Elena. And frankly, I think when it comes down to it, and Josh realizes he doesn't have the numbers or remotely close, he's not gonna injure his own game just
Yeah.
to get Elena out.
It would be fun to see them blindside Elena, but it doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
I think Jess is definitely the target this week, and I think Paul wants her out. She's got to go home. Marissa's crying because of our answer. She wants Jessica to stay. I'm sorry, Marissa. It just doesn't look good. Okay, what do you think about the whole Raven scandal? Carly, are you referring to the fact that she's like dying, but people think she's not dying, and like
Wait, do people think she's not dying?
Yeah.
it's a big thing. A lot of people think that she's faking. She's not faking it, but she's over exaggerating, and they think she lies about pretty much everything she says.
Okay, as much as I know on this, is there was an article when she was 15 that she said she had a year or two left, and she's 23, and doing regular physical activity, eating pretty well. Like, it's hard for, I'm not a doctor, but it's hard for us to say, yeah, she's getting super sick because she doesn't look sick. And because you don't know. You don't know. She's lied about a ton of things in the house, so you really don't know what she's telling the truth on. And I think her mom did like a video with her doctor, and then they said that he said that she actually is sick, and then the camera cut out really quickly and randomly. Like it was awfully strange.
It's weird. Raven's a very annoying house guest. That I don't like how everything needs to revolve around her. I'm not a fan of people who need the attention on them 24/7, but it's Big Brother. That's who we have in the house, so I'm not surprised at all.
Yep.
Okay, so next question. What somebody said? What Sharina asked? What order do you think everyone's going to get evicted? Let's say the next 3 people we think are going to go home.
Let's go. We should go to the end. Let's try to do the whole thing.
Nah, I think it's too much
Yeah,
for
let's
now.
do next 3.
Let's
I
do
think
Jessica.
Jessica won. I think next week Cody's gonna win up either the POV or the Temptation. So I don't think he's going next week.
Right.
I think next week I could see someone like. I could see Elena going next week. I could see Elena. That side's probably gonna win the HOH. I could see Elena going home this week. It might get endurance this week, so we're potentially looking at like Alex, Paul. They're perfect. It's not.
It's they've been doing this thing in their house where they're playing sound over the loudspeaker. So it's
So it's a memory.
So
thing.
it's like
going to be a.
yeah.
So it's probably not going to be Cody. It's probably not going to be Elena.
Paul said he has
Yeah, Paul's
Paul's so
very
good
good
at
at those.
It's
Paul's very
crazy.
good. I think that size has to win. I think they'll take out Elena because Josh is so avid about it, and Christmas seemed to be on board. And even Paul said, we can go after her next. So obviously Mark and Elena are the next targets.
Right.
So I think either Mark or Elena are going out second, and then the third, I think then they'll get Cody out.
I think that Paul has to be a good Big Brother player. You have to say, okay, I can give and take. I want my agenda to happen, but I'm also okay if we get someone out that I'm kind of close with. He has to sacrifice Elena for his game. In my opinion, we're gonna see just this week. Alex is gonna go soon, in my opinion. I think somebody's gonna take her out. I really do. And I think that she's just so phony, and people could sense that. And I think we're gonna see Elena go soon. So I think we're gonna go with Jess, Alex, Elena, and then I think we're gonna see Cody after that.
I hate to reiterate, like I really don't. I want to see something ballsy, but you don't see any way for that to happen.
Mhm.
Jess, let's say Cody wins Temptation, which he probably will. Elena and Mark, or Cody. Let's say Cody, because Cody can only survive so much. The Temptation competition is going away soon.
Yeah.
What I think is going to happen is I think Cody's going to get out. He's going to return with the double buyback, pull a victor, and then go out again.
I can't even the ideal situation for Cody is to pull a Frank Udy, and even if you pull a Frank Udy in the first season, where it's still there's still no unless somehow he pulls off some crazy social move where he gets into the majority, he gets Paul out, and he needs everything to go right for him to survive and go to the end. Mm-hmm. And even if he goes to the end, I think if he makes it on the final two, is a great case.
Oh, yes.
But I think I can't see him going to the end without the double buyback. And at that point, if I was in the jury, I'd be like, you needed 3 tries to get to the final two, unless he's up there next to I don't even know who at that point, because I can't see any unless he's up there next to Furniture, which
Matt,
Kathy Hillis.
yeah, Matt or Raven maybe. But even with Raven, they would give it to her because she's sweet and she's dying. Potentially.
Maybe.
Okay, wait a minute. That Nolan posed a really interesting scenario there. Hypothetically, Cody makes it to the final two.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say he gets there. Okay, because people what do they love more than good strategy? An underdog story. Me and Terry. That underdog story is so easy to throw your vote towards. So Cody wins against anyone?
But
I don't know.
Also, you have to remember how much they hate him.
yes.
True.
They're in Big Brother. The bitter jury kills people. So look at Dan Gieson. That season against Ian Terry. What was it? 14.
Yeah.
Big Brother 14. He was dead. He was out the door. It was literally Dan's funeral, and he was lost in the final two. Yeah, if I was there, I would have voted for him, but I wasn't in the house. I didn't get my throat cut by him. I wasn't a victim of Dan's miss, but they couldn't vote for him because they hated him so much, and they said you did it in a dirty way.
Right.
Cody's not necessarily doing it as dirty as Dan Giesling, where he just cut people's throat behind their back and stabbed them back. But if he gets there, I could see them being bitter, them being like, "You were a dick to us."
Yeah.
He's also hated. Cody's hated more than Dan was, I think.
Yeah.
Dan had friends in the house. Cody
Exactly.
has Jess, and that's it. She's not in the jury. So if Cody got there, he's hated more than Dan. He didn't play nearly as good a game as Dan. You might be right.
He wouldn't even have an advocate in the jury.
Yeah, he'd have Josh.
Yeah, there's no Jess. Jess wouldn't be campaigning for him. We'll
Mark,
see.
I could see.
It's very unlikely. I could see somebody like Christmas making the end. Kevin, Paul. I think those are the people we're going to see in the end. But maybe we'll get lucky and we'll see someone like Crazy Cody. So before we go, last question: do you think Paul will win this game? Only yes or no, and that's it. No explanation.
No explanation?
Everyone in chat, please answer as well. I want to ask.
No.
No one know? I also say no. I don't think Paul's gonna win. It'd be hilarious if he makes final two and loses to someone like Josh. But
Who's the closest to the call?
who's the Snake in there?
Midwest. Alex? Uchi Kanchi?
Maybe. People are saying no in the chat. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Paul's playing a good game. He's kind of a dick. He's playing a good game, but it's too early. I feel like last season Paul, he was playing a good game at this point. And he's gonna get the ship's gonna get flipped on him. So yeah, I think that's is that good for the first podcast? We've been on for 45 minutes.
Let Nice.
So we're gonna, but also okay. So we're gonna go on tomorrow again, right after the eviction.
Cool.
Yeah. So after every episode of Big Brother, and of course sometimes we're gonna differ. Maybe 1 week will be at midnight. Sometime it'll be at right after the show. We'll keep you guys posted. Just stay tuned to our social medias. This is the first inaugural episode of the Not Another Serious podcast. We're also going to be bringing some Big Brother. Hopefully, when Survivor starts Survivor, maybe TV's celebrities, whoever we can get on the show, talk to them about Big Brother, reality TV, and beyond, and their life outside of reality TV. So we'll keep you guys updated with that.
And outside of reality TV, right?
And yeah, we're going to go outside of reality TV.
Good.
We're going to venture into the world of life. So thank you so much for watching. This is here with the two boys who would always use the veto on each other. And thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll be live again tomorrow after the live eviction. Bye guys. No, you have to do it.
Are we gonna plug this?